Ever wondered why they say marriage is not a word but a sentence? Well, let's dive into the comical world of marriage. There's a tweet from @Newlyweds that says, "Marriage, where what's mine is yours, begins with the remote control." The battle for the remote, a classic marital standoff. Then we have Real Talk Jen, who shares, "My husband thinks loading the dishwasher means getting me drunk." Well, that's one way to interpret household chores, isn't it? Next up at Forever Newlywed says, "Married life is all about harmony, especially deciding who gets to harmonize with the snoring each night." The sweet symphony of snoring, a nocturnal serenade to love, or perhaps a test of patience. And here's a gem from @Couple Laughs. "Asked my wife if I could go out with the boys. She handed me a Barbie." Now that's a literal interpretation of a boys' night out, wouldn't you say? @Snappy Spouse gives us a glimpse into the reality of wedded bliss, with marriage turning happily ever after into happy I remembered the trash day after. @Lovelocked warns us that the most effective way to remember your anniversary is to forget it once. While @Marry Me Molly shares, "My husband's idea of getting spicy in the kitchen involves extra pepper." We've got a word of caution from @Wife Whisperer. "You know you're married when you choose becomes the most dangerous game." And @Happily Hitched reminds us that marriage is just texting each other, "Do we need anything from the store, from different rooms?" @Wise Words, Walter brings us a nugget of wisdom with, "My wife and I have a perfect understanding. I don't try to run her life and I don't try to run mine." And @Just Married Jokes tells us that marriage teaches you loyalty, patience, understanding, and most importantly, how to duck when things start flying. Finally, for this round, @Sofa King Married Confesses, "Thought I was decisive until my wife asked me where I wanted to go for dinner." Stay tuned, folks. We have more laughter bombs coming your way. Welcome back, folks. Ready for more giggles? Here we go. Our next tweet comes from @Happily Hitched. "Marriage is just texting each other, do we need anything from the store, from different rooms, talk about modern love?" Now from @Wise Words, Walter, "My wife and I have a perfect understanding. I don't try to run her life and I don't try to run mine. Happy wife, happy life, folks." And here's @Just Married Jokes with a brilliant insight. "Marriage teaches you loyalty, patience, understanding, and most importantly, how to duck when things start flying. Dodge those arguments like a pro." Oh, here's a gem from @Sofa King Married. "Thought I was decisive until my wife asked me where I wanted to go for dinner. Decision paralysis, anyone?" @Tied the Knot asks, "Is it still mansplaining if my wife said it first, asking for a friend? Marital bliss at its best." Here's one from @Partners in Crime. "Love is spending the rest of your life with someone you want to kill but not doing it because you'd miss them. Talk about being blessed." And from our @Household CEO, "My husband is like my Wi-Fi. He loses connection at the most inconvenient times. Tech troubles in the house." @Endless Love says, "Marriage is the bond between a person who never remembers anniversaries and another who never forgets them. Opposites attract, don't they?" Now a word from @Quarantine Queen. "We play a thrilling game called Why Are You Doing It That Way?" It has several sequels. Marriage games, anyone? Here's @Silver Lining Spouse. "Behind every great husband is a wife rolling her eyes. Just Married Jokes keep rolling in." @Together Forever chips in with, "Marriage is like a deck of cards. In the beginning, all you need is 2 hearts and a diamond, but by the end, you wish you had a club and a spade. High stakes, anyone?" And finally, from @Blissfully Wed, "If my husband says, 'Here's a weird idea,' and it's actually normal, should I be worried? Married thoughts can be a real head scratcher. Don't go anywhere. The best is yet to come." And we are back with the final round of our marriage humor. Let's dive right in with @Blissfully Wed. "If my husband says, 'Here's a weird idea,' and it's actually normal, should I be worried?" Oh, the mystery and intrigue of marital communication. Next up, we have @Couple Goals. "They say communication is key in a marriage, so is the mute button." The sweet sound of silence. And who could forget it? Forever Yours. "Marriage teaches you about respect, compromise, and what to do with too much zucchini." Now that's a fresh take on domestic bliss. Then there's @Comfy Couch Confessions. "My wife and I have coffee together every morning. She talks, I listen, and the coffee nods. A daily dose of caffeine and conversation, anyone? And last but not least, we have Old Married Pat. "Marriage is like a good wine. It gets better with age and a lot easier to tolerate after a few glasses." A toast to the vintage charm of long-lasting love. Well, that's it for today, folks. If you enjoyed these hilarious takes on marriage, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more. Until next time, keep laughing and we're back with more hilarious tweets about marriage. Strap in, because the laughs just keep on coming. First up is at Married Life Blues. My husband thinks the silent treatment is a punishment. Little does he know it's a vacation. Ah, the blissful tranquility of marital misunderstandings. Next we have at Till Death Do Us Part. My wife's idea of a romantic dinner is one where I don't do the dishes. Talk about setting the mood. Moving on to it, Happily Ever After. Marriage is all about compromise. For example, my husband lets me have all the wardrobe space and I let him believe he has a say in it. The art of negotiation at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. And then there's at Together Forever. The key to a successful marriage is understanding that yes, dear is a complete sentence. A truly profound insight into the language of love. And finally, we have at Marriage is a Breeze. Marriage is like a deck of cards. At the start, all you need is 2 hearts and a diamond. By the end, you're looking for a club and a spade. Who knew card games could be so relatable? That's all for now, folks. Stay tuned for more laughs as we continue our journey through the comical world of marriage. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more laughs. Until next time, keep the humor alive. And we're rolling on with more rib-tickling tweets about the unexpected surprises in marriage. First up, we have at Marital Surprises. Marriage is full of surprises, like that time I found my lost socks under my husband's side of the bed. Who knew? Ah, the mysteries of marital life. Next, we have at Marriage Twists. Marriage is like a box of chocolates. You never know when you're going to get the last piece. Talk about a sweet and funny twist. Moving on to at Married Life Laughs. Marriage is all about compromise, like when my wife said we're getting a dog and I said no, so we compromised and got a dog. The art of compromise indeed. Then there's at Marriage Unexpected. The best part about marriage is the surprises, like finding out your spouse can cook after 10 years together. Now that's a delicious surprise. And finally, we have at Marriage Laughs. Marriage is like a roller coaster. You scream, you laugh, and it's full of unexpected turns. But in the end, you want to ride it all over again. A thrilling and amusing analogy, isn't it? That's it for now, but don't go anywhere. We've got more laughs coming up in our hilarious journey through the world of marriage. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more chuckles. Until next time, keep the laughter rolling. Welcome back, folks. We're diving straight into the final round of hilarious tweets about the funny side of long-term commitment. First, we have at Long-Term Laughs. Marriage is like a marathon, not a sprint. Except in a marathon, you don't have to carry your partner's shopping bags. Ha! Now that's a marathon we'd all sign up for. Up next, we have at Ups Downs Humor. Marriage is a roller coaster with ups and downs, and sometimes you're just stuck at the top, screaming for help. Oh, the thrills of marital life. And finally, we have at Old Together Jokes. The best part about growing old together is forgetting the same things at the same time. Who knew memory loss could be so comical? That's all for today, folks. Keep laughing, and remember, marriage is a journey full of surprises and laughter. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more hilarious content. Until next time, keep the laughter going and the love growing. All right, folks, now that we've had our fair share of laughs, let's take a moment to understand the humor behind these jokes. It's not just about the punchlines, but also the underlying dynamics and absurdities of married life that makes these jokes so hilarious. First up, let's talk about the ever-present battle for the remote control. Why is it so funny? Because it's relatable. We've all been there, negotiating, bargaining, and sometimes even pleading to watch our favorite show. The humor lies in the exaggeration of this common household power struggle. Next, let's discuss the dishwasher loading scenario. The joke here is not about the chore itself, but the different ways each person believes it should be done. It's the classic my way or the highway situation, and let's face it, we've all been guilty of this at some point. And finally, the comic elements around snoring, forgetting anniversaries, and decision-making. These situations are often sources of minor annoyances or disagreements in a marriage, but when they are presented in a humorous light, it helps us see the lighter side of these everyday situations, and maybe even laugh at our own quirks and idiosyncrasies. Remember, humor is a great way to navigate through the ups and downs of life, especially in a marriage. So the next time you find yourself in one of these situations, remember to laugh it off. Stay tuned for more analysis in the next video, where we'll dive deeper into the humor of marriage. Until then, keep laughing, keep loving, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Welcome back, folks. Ready for another round of humor analysis? Let's get started. This time we're unpacking the hilarity of tweets about marriage dynamics and quirks. Ever noticed how these tweets make light of the constant who's right debates or the I told you so moments? It's because they capture the amusingly competitive spirit that often characterizes spousal relationships. What about the humor in the challenges of married life? The endless what's for dinner discussions or the why can't you put the toilet seat down arguments? These jokes hit home because they highlight the repetitive, sometimes annoying, but ultimately endearing aspects of sharing a life with someone. And let's not forget the playful insights and jokes about the dynamics between spouses, the "you're not wearing that, are you?" or the "why do you always lose the car keys" scenarios. These are funny because they emphasize the eccentricities and unique interactions that make each marriage distinctively entertaining. So next time you come across a joke about married life, remember it's not just about the punchline. It's about the relatable, often absurd realities of marriage that make the humor so effective. But wait, there's more. Stay tuned for our next segment where we'll continue to unravel the humor in marriage. In the meantime, keep the laughter going and remember to hit that like and subscribe button. All right, folks, think you've had enough of joke analysis? Well, guess again because we're diving back in. This time, let's laugh our way through the humor in marriage communication. You know, those hilarious, "what did you say?" moments, or the classic, "honey, I can't find my socks" scenarios. These jokes are funny because they highlight the communication quirks unique to married life. Now let's talk about the importance of silence in marriage. Ever notice the comedy gold in those silent treatment jokes or the "you're too quiet, what are you up to" punchlines? These play on the amusing dynamics of silence and suspicion in a marriage. And finally, let's decode those unexpected life lessons from marriage. The "I never knew I could cook until I got married" or the "I thought I was patient, then I got married" type of jokes. These are hilarious because they spotlight the unforeseen skills and virtues marriage can bring out in us. So, that wraps up today's joke analysis. Remember, the humor in these jokes is not just about the punchline, but the relatable aspects of marriage that they bring to light. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and keep that laughter going as we continue to unravel the humor in marriage in our next segment. Welcome back, jokesters. We're not done yet. Strap in because we're about to dive deeper into the comical world of marriage. Let's start by analyzing the humor behind the silent treatment. You know those jokes about how the silent treatment is the closest thing to a vacation in marriage? It's funny because it highlights the irony of finding peace in what is traditionally seen as a punishment. Next, let's unravel the humor in a romantic dinner without doing the dishes. Those jokes where the husband cooks a fancy meal but leaves a mountain of dishes? Hilarious, right? They're funny because they spotlight the unexpected twists in romantic gestures. It's about the unforeseen consequences of a seemingly thoughtful act. Now onto the art of compromise in marriage. Ever heard those jokes about the husband always saying "yes, dear" or the wife always getting her way? These jokes are humorous because they underscore the amusing truth of compromise in marriage. It's not always about meeting halfway. Sometimes it's just about giving in for the sake of peace. So there you have it, another round of joke analysis completed. Remember, the humor in these jokes lies in the relatable aspects of married life they showcase. Do hit that like button, subscribe for more, and stay tuned as we continue to dissect the humor in marriage in our upcoming segments. Welcome back, fellow humor enthusiasts. Let's keep the laughter rolling and dive right into our next round of joke analysis. First up, let's tackle the humor behind those lost socks under the bed or the last piece of chocolate. You know those jokes that go something like, "In every marriage, one person always seems to know where the lost socks are and the other is always surprised to find them"? They're funny because they highlight the unexpected discoveries in the daily life of a married couple. Now, let's move on to the art of compromise, particularly when it comes to pets. Heard about the one where the husband didn't want a dog and they got one, and now the husband and the dog are inseparable? It's hilarious because it showcases the unpredictable outcomes of compromise in a relationship. Lastly, let's decode the thrill of unexpected surprises in marriage, like discovering hidden cooking skills. Ever heard the one about the wife discovering her husband's secret talent for cooking during a quarantine? It's funny because it underscores the surprising revelations that can happen when spending a lot of time together. And there you have it, folks. We've dissected yet another batch of marriage humor. Remember, it's all about the relatable and unexpected twists and turns of married life that make these jokes so funny. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel the humor in marriage in our next segment. Welcome back to our final round of joke analysis. Let's start with the humor in comparing marriage to a marathon. You know those jokes that go, marriage is like a marathon, except the heavy lifting is usually just shopping bags? They're hilarious because they highlight the mundane yet relatable struggles in a married life, turning them into a fun comparison with a physically demanding event like a marathon. Next, let's understand the humor in likening marriage to a roller coaster. Ever heard the joke? Marriage is like a roller coaster. There are ups and downs, and sometimes you're stuck at the top, wondering how you got there. These jokes are funny because they tap into the unpredictable nature of marriage, using the metaphor of a thrilling ride to capture the essence of the marital journey. Finally, let's decode the humor in the shared experience of forgetting things while growing old together. Heard the one about marriage is like having a best friend who doesn't remember the Netflix password either? It's hilarious because it emphasizes the shared forgetfulness and the light-hearted frustration that comes with it, making it a shared experience that couples can laugh about. And that's all for our analysis. We hope you've enjoyed this humorous exploration into the world of marriage. Until next time, keep laughing and learning. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Stay tuned for our